All right, I-1, we've got some cards here. I believe we have, let's see, 3. So I-1 on KBB, we'll go ahead and address the cards if that's all right with everyone first. Okay, I don't see anyone yelling at me, so we'll assume that's good. We'll have in this order Brian Bobbitt from Titusville, Elizabeth Baker from Merritt Island, and Terry LaPlante from Melbourne. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Brian Bobbitt. I'm Executive Director of Keep Brevard Beautiful. I wanted to thank everyone to allow us to have the opportunity to be here tonight and hopefully conclude our RFP process. We found out this morning that another group was coming in today to talk about mowing over litter. We did not know that they were going to do that, but we were actually being proactive. We've been in discussions with county. We've also been in discussions with DBI, which is one of the state contractors, to do some of the other areas, and we're actually working, hopefully with the help of this contract once it gets approved, to be able to coordinate some of our volunteer teams out there and get ahead of some of the mowers if we can. But I just wanted to take the opportunity and thank everyone for us to be able to be here tonight. With school about to start in a few days and with our lease about to expire in September, we're looking forward to continuing what we do in the community, and we welcome all the other people that plan to comment to work with us to help eliminate some of this lawnmower issues. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Isnardi.
I just want to say
Brian?
I appreciate your group, and I've seen it more than ever because I've been spending a little bit more time on the beaches and in that area, and you guys do a fantastic job. And you can see how hard your people work, and I'm just very impressed with the amount of work that you guys put in. And I know it's just one thing of the many things that you do, but I was pretty impressed.
Oh, thank
and they're
you.
friendly. I mean, it's great. It's great to see.
Yeah, we have an outstanding staff. We have outstanding volunteers, and we'd love to be part of this community. So thank you very much for the kind words.
Great, thank you, sir. All right, let's have Ms. Baker come up next. Welcome.
Hi there, how are you?
Well, thanks. How are you doing?
Good. I'm Elizabeth Baker. I live at 1450 Taurus Court on Merritt Island. Anything that Keep Brevard Beautiful is doing is a wonderful effort, and so I completely support that. I think I might have gotten a little messed up here and should have been more on the public comments, because my interest actually started because of the mowing over garbage in Brevard County. You don't see it when you're driving down the road. You have to be walking. You have to be on top of it. The county mowers, the FDOT mowers, they run over things all the time. All the time. And when we live in a county that has 3 rivers and an ocean, unlimited wetlands, streams, creeks, everywhere, we're speeding up the process by which plastics and other materials become microplastics and get into our waterways and leach everything up. We're spending all of this money. Our citizens voted to tax themselves to clean up the lagoon. And fact of the matter is, if we keep dredging, that's great. But until we stop putting stuff in the water, it's not going to get clean. That's just science.
Amen.
So I really, really, really hope that we can take a deeper look at not only that practice, but actually at the contracts themselves, on why it says in mowing contracts, no litter shall be run over at all. It is all supposed to be picked up before you run over it, yet the mowers still do. So what's happening is taxpayers are paying for litter and mowing. We're not getting the litter picked up in the manner that it really should be. It gets mowed over, and then we're paying Keep Brevard Beautiful to go out and do it again. So really the taxpayers are paying twice for the same service. And it's kind of incredible that in many, many years of these mowing contracts, they're still written pretty much exactly the same way they were 50 years ago. I think it's time that we really take a step back, and because the litter issue it's so many layers to it. I became so involved in it that I actually ended up starting a small business where I go and pick up litter on commercial properties, mostly in Section 8 communities. It has been a real eye-opener. It's not the homeless that are doing it. It's not the poor people that are doing it. It's everyone. We are all to blame. We all have to work together. And it's, I'm not blaming the mowers for every bit of it, but yeah, that's part of it, and I mean, there's just so many layers. I actually was kind of spearheaded the initial meeting between Tony Sassow, the former director, and FDOT to get that put together so that they could have those contracts for 520 and 528. And it was a good move. And I think we need to really, really look at those contracts and see how we can go about changing them. So
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate your patience as well.
Oh, no worries. Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, lastly on this item, Terry LaPlante from Melbourne. Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you, Terry LaPlante from Melbourne, Florida. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you on the litter issue. Litter is thrown out along our roads, often being mowed over, blowing into our storm drains, clogging up our baffle boxes, and ending up in the Indian River Lagoon. This mowed over litter creates microplastics, which is frequently consumed by wildlife, sea life, and birds, often leading to their death and thus negatively impacting the food chain supporting us. Our state legislature has preempted our ability to ban single-use plastics and styrofoam, allowing industry to pass on the cost of cleaning up these waste products to us. We also pay a tax to protect and restore the lagoon. I urge you to take action and work with Keep Brevard Beautiful to require litter to be picked up before it is mowed and clogs our storm drains. A review of county contract reveals that litter pickup is included in the contracts for our county libraries, our county parks, and other county buildings. It seems that our county lacks a clear policy about removing litter before mowing it over when it comes to roads maintained in-house. Our neighboring communities like Indian River County, Palm Beach County, Brevard County, Volusia County, Flagler clearly state on their website that picking up litter is part of maintaining their roads. Martin County has added it to their budget, to their future budget. This is not the case for Brevard. Personally, I support an ordinance against littering. I'd like to see no littering signs everywhere with warnings about fines. I see no signs reminding people not to litter in Brevard. We have speed limit signs reminding people about our traffic laws. Some people choose to speed anyway. Some of them are caught. Some of them pay a fine. While I think an ordinance against littering and no littering signs would reduce the escalating amount of litter, we will, for the foreseeable future, need to support litter pickup programs to reduce the amount of litter entering into our waterways and stormwater systems. I support Keep Brevard Beautiful and the many programs they have to address the litter issue. I hope you will renew their contract. I urge the county to work with Keep Brevard Beautiful to work together to pick up the litter before it's mowed to reduce the amount of litter that's going into our stormwater systems and waterways. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That's it for public comment on this item. Any discussion or if we have a motion? Commissioner Smith?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I would like to just make mention to my fellow commissioners that as your representative on the Indian River Lagoon Council, it has been increasingly expressed to me about the concern for the litter that winds up in the baffle boxes, the storm drains, and if it's mowed, it gets smaller pieces, and then it gets past the storm drain and it gets into the Indian River, which we know that we're spending a half-cent sales tax, which is in the hundreds of millions, I guess, by the time we're done. So it would be much easier to help keep the Indian River clean if we had the litter picked up. So I would like to propose extending an offer to Keep Brevard Beautiful and asking them to include picking up litter on the roads as well as, because I think they do it in different parks and things like that. We do it, the county do it, I think, on certain roadways like Wickham Road.
Do you want to come up, sir? Please. Please, if you would. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner, to answer your question, we do work in the parks and private neighborhoods and everything, but those are all volunteer-based programs like Adopt a Road, Adopt a Shore, Park, Trail, Island, you have it, we adopt it out. As far as like the roadside litters, we do have a separate contract with the TDC to handle the causeways, which were, I think they were awarded last year, around this time, about a year ago. And that's, we go out to each causeway once a week, weather permitting, and we try to clean up 528, 520, Max Brewer, 192, O'Galley, and then we also do a separate one in Palm Bay. So those are the main paid staff ones that we do. We have a truck and a mule that we take out there and we clean out everything, and we report it back to the TDC on a monthly basis. So we are out there with a paid staff. As far as like focusing on other like county roads or anything else like that, we all heard the term, it takes a village, and that's what we're here today for, is this program and this contract helps fund our adoption teams and stuff like that, so we can empower the community to help clean up and stuff like that. We always want to work with anybody, like I mentioned with the people with the mowing issues, and anyone that contacts our office. We're open to work with anyone to make our community better. So any ideas or anything else?
Well, I do have an idea. That's where we're going with this.
Okay, yes, sir.
So you guys are nothing if not masters at getting people to volunteer.
Yes, sir.
And I think most people have pride in the places where they live, whether it be a homeowners association, whether it be a small little neighborhood or whatever. So my thought is, and I don't know how successful it would be, but as again, I said that you guys are really good at this. If you put the word out that you were interested in having groups be responsible for their own neighborhood or their own subdivision or something of that nature. We did something, as you're well aware, the jet ski club that I belong to, we adopted different boat ramps and parks, and we had monthly cleanups the first Saturday. So it's something that we did and something that we enjoyed doing, something we took pride in because we knew we were making a difference. I think the local homeowner groups, I think you could reach out to them along the same lines. That's where I'm going with this. I think that it would be a big task, obviously, but I think it's something that you can start and it could grow. And it would be done on a volunteer basis because people take self-pride in the places that they live. So I would like to propose that to you guys and see what you come up with. I talked to Mel Scott about that this morning, and he thought it was a great idea.
I agree. I think it'd be a wonderful idea, and it's also another source of volunteers for us. It might be someone that's part of HOA that wasn't aware of what we do, and they joined in for an HOA cleanup, and they decide, hey, this is fun. We'll take it to the next level and adopt a street, or in your instance, a boat ramp, or I think you have an island too, don't you, that
Yes.
you maintain? So I think it's a great idea, and we're open to, like I said, we'll work with anyone with a good idea. So I appreciate that, sir.
Commissioner Pritchett, and then Isdardi.
I like those ideas. And I remember growing up, and Kurt Smith, you're going to be the only one who remembers this. The rest of them are too young for it. But there was a national
I beg
campaign
your
of
pardon.
give a hoot and don't pollute. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
But they educated us on that. We just kind of grew up, even as children, learning not to throw things out the window and stuff. So I think maybe some marketing campaigns would be good to make people aware of it. And then I don't have a problem with putting out signs of letting people know, it's illegal to do it. And, maybe we need to enforce it a few times to make people quit. I mean, I'm appalled sometimes at what I see get thrown out of windows. And I mean, I'm just like, ugh. So I think maybe a little bit of marketing and then maybe enforcing it a few times. Because here's the thing, really the goal is to stop the litter because it's a nasty job to go behind and pick up people's mess.
It is.
So I think if we just do that, first of all, I think it's going to even help you out with what you're doing. But I like your idea, Commissioner Smith. But I don't mind just kind of hitting it at the source either, so.
We, we're an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful, and one of the big things that they push on our national conferences is behavioral change. Obviously, we have people that want to go out there and clean up, but if we could get, like you're saying, at the source. We do have a campaign in mind that we've been working with. We kind of put it away for a little bit, but now I think it's time to roll it back out, which is pick it up, pack it out, take it home, and recycle it. That works perfect for the causeways because, people are taking everything in, but they're not taking it out with them. So signage or something along those lines, if approved by the county, I think would make a big improvement. Enforcement of litter is huge. I know a lot of times I've talked to several law enforcement officers, including our wonderful sheriff. Enforcement's hard. People can go to their car, and when they're addressed by a police officer, it's like, oh, I was going to go back and get that. I just had to take this load here first. Gunks up the court system. So it's really hard to enforce. But with the county support, we love it.
Along with what you're mentioning, Commissioner Pritchett, somebody just mentioned to me today that if we had signs like at the storm drains and simply said something like, only rain in the drain, it would go a long way to educate people.
Absolutely.
Because I think a lot of people just don't even think about trash when they throw something out the window. It's somebody else's problem. I don't want it in my car. And it just boggles my mind when I see people do that. And same thing, the island you're talking about that we clean up on it's amazing to me that people do exactly what you're saying. They'll take a little party and they'll load up their boat or boats with cans and beer and snacks. And then when they're done, they just leave it all behind and think somebody else is going to clean up after them. If you bring it, take it. It's just amazing. And when you do your waterway cleanup, I remember one time we were out there and we found a shopping cart.
I remember that.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
the things that you find. So it's a big job, but I think you guys, like I said, you're masters at getting people to volunteer, and I think you can do it.
Thank you.
Commissioner Snarty? Oh, please finish.
I'm done.
Commissioner Snarty?
Yeah, if you need help getting out that information, we have pretty good outreach with our office. We also have like a social media presence and that sort of thing. Or if you're looking for volunteers, links, any, images that we can help you get out there to help get your volunteer base up, just let us know. I think that might be helpful because we all most of us have a commission page. We can
Yeah.
push out that
That'd be excellent.
information.
Good idea.
You could even do have a contest or something.
Well, what we're looking at, normally we have the summer series, which is one of our largest events, where 5 events, you attend all 5, then you're in the drawing to win a kayak or a 4-pack of Disney passes. Unfortunately, with COVID this year, it just wasn't safe to do it. We're trying to maybe do a one-day event. But any type of contest, I love those things that really it gets volunteers motivated.
Or just feature them. Just
Yeah.
have a picture of them and say, our trash hero for the week, or maybe that's not a good name, but
That's great.
our cleanup hero or something.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Trash
what I
hero?
mean.
How about that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Pickup
don't know.
hero or something like that, or.
Am I the only one that has the urge to pick up the litter when they throw it out and throw it right back in their car?
No,
Yes.
sir, you're not.
Because
I haven't done it, but I've really wanted to a lot of
And
times.
people know better.
And that's
People know
something that
better.
we have to stress to our staff sometimes, because they're out there in the 90-something degree heat and they're picking up the nastiest things you can ever imagine, and someone will come and just throw something at their feet. And we smile, say thank you, pick it up, and put it in our bags. It's amazing what happens out there.
On the waterway discussion, the interesting thing is I've got kind of a physically unique perspective on it. Most of the spots that are good to dive are also good to fish. So I'm on the bottom wherever sand may be, whether it's 30 feet or 130 feet. And the stuff people throw overboard, it's incredible. I mean, I found tools, I found beer cans, beer glasses, other beverage containers. I mean, it just seems like it's too much to ask for someone to take what they brought with them and bring it back to land to dispose of. I don't understand it. I don't get it at all. I don't know if it's upbringing or lack thereof or what the story is, but none of the stuff that I'm most concerned about ever degrades or takes prohibitively long to degrade. I've seen bottles and cans down there that have little pieces of coral growing on them because they've sat there for so long.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to see a piece of coral growing on a Budweiser bottle from God knows how many years back, but it's kind of sad as well on the other hand. So, it's tough, but I think everyone's on the same page here with respect to it. Obviously we've got the nutrient issues in the lagoon, and the plastic issues are another issue over and above the nutrient loading. So I don't know what the answer is, but I think, encouraging people not to dump stuff that ends up in the lagoon, whether it's because it gets mowed or because it's directly thrown into the waterway, whatever we can do on that front, I think you'll have the commission's support on it.
Thank you. If I may, what I'll do is I'll take it back to our staff. We'll kick it around a little bit, see what we come up with, and we'll come back, present to the commission, and see where we go from there with it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get to the fun part on this. May I have a motion for approval? All right, so this is to approve item I as in India 1, so the approval of the KBB contracts for litter and recycling education. All right, so we have a motion from Commissioner Isnardi, a second from Commissioner Pritchett. Any discussion beyond what we've had? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, let's